Drag and Drive, or as you may know it, Wheelchair Basketball, has released from Nintendo on the Switch 2. We talk about it today, folks. Welcome back to the Mario Matter, your favorite Nintendo podcast. This is episode 153. I am your host, Nintendo Switch 2 YouTuber EmSwizzle, and let's give you the rundown of what is on today's podcast. First things first, on this Nintendo show, we're going to go over Nintendo news from the past 7 days. We have not a whole lot of things, but a thing. Yes, just one singular thing. So that segment is rather short, but we do dive into a couple things here and there. After that, segment 2, we'll dive into our first impressions on Drag and Drive, the new wheelchair basketball game. After that, we'll dive into the Q&A segment, the question block, where my guest and I answer your questions. And our guest today, folks, is none other than OJ from the YouTube channel PlayerEssence. He makes a ton of cool news videos about Nintendo and gaming overall, and does some live streams with over 125,000 subscribers, 128 to be exact. A lot of cool stuff on his channel. He joins us today. Let's not waste your time. Let's get right into things. If you want to skip anywhere in the podcast, there are timestamps down below. Let's get to Nintendo news.
Welcome to the Mario Matter, the #1 Nintendo podcast.
OJ, welcome to the Mario Matter. How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, a little tired, but hey, we're going to get through this podcast. It's going to be a great podcast, and we have a lot of cool things to discuss. I will say a little less, a little light on the Nintendo news side, but that is okay. We do have a brand new Nintendo game to talk about as well, so we will dive into that. But first things first, we got to talk about this. This is our only real Nintendo piece of news for the whole week, OJ, and it's not the biggest, but it is one that I've been looking forward to. Chibi Robo, out of all things. Listen, I don't know. If you told me a few months ago Chibi Robo was going to be in the news, I would have slapped you. Chibi Robo is coming to the Switch Online GameCube service, which we've known about, but we have a release date that is August 21st. Mostly, we can just talk about the game. The news is pretty straightforward, but Chibi Robo, are we excited about it? Have we played it? Let me know.
So let me tell you this. So I'm kind of old school, Max. As you know, I'm old school.
Sure,
I've been around the block for a while. So when this game came out, nobody cared. Right. I remember distinctly when this game came out, nobody cared. I was already in college. So I was just like, I don't care. I was playing Madden. I was playing, I think Fire Emblem had came out. Path of Radiance had came out. There was all these other games that had come out. It was at the end of the GameCube's road. The Wii was coming out, the 360, PSP. There was all these other things. So nobody really cared about this game called Chibi Robo. It was just such a weird game back in 2006. That's just what I remember from that time period. But the more as time went on, just like a lot of GameCube games, the lore kind of built with this game, and it built to the point where it's got a pretty sizable cult following now. So that's what makes this game exciting, at least for it to come out. And then also, have you seen the reselling prices for this, man?
I have, yeah, big.
Yeah, crazy. And I'm stupid because I bought one before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it a while ago though. I got it. It was a whole pack of games, but that was definitely one of the more expensive games that I have in my collection. But I've never really been a big Chibi Robo fan, but I'm excited to try it out. Not at this point.
Right. I am too, because I've dabbled in this Chibi Robo game for the GameCube, but I got my freaking Chibi Robo start. So you said that you're old school. I'm very new school. When this game came out, you might not believe me, I wasn't alive, OJ. I wasn't alive.
I believe you. You look like you weren't alive. You're looking good, brother. You're looking young. I like what you're doing on your channel. You're looking good, though. But that's okay. We need new school people like yourself coming in. Otherwise, there's not going to be a future at all, right? For people that even like Nintendo or like gaming. So we need new school people as well.
Trying to fill the gap there. But I came out a few months later. But I guess, when Chibi Robo Zip Blast was coming out for the 3DS, that's when I was 8 or 9 or something. And I was like, that game looks cool. I didn't know who Chibi Robo was. I thought it was a brand new series. I didn't know because, why would I? I didn't play this game, never heard of it. So I requested Chibi Robo Zip Blast for my must have been 9th birthday or something. And I got it. And you know what? At 9 years old, Zip Blast, considered to be one of the worst games of all time, I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. I've always been a Chibi Robo guy ever since. Looking back now, I can see the flaws in it. But, when you're young, you don't see all that. So I always enjoyed Ziplash. And then I started to dive a little deeper, and I saw the existence of this game. This is before I knew about piracy. I was like, shoot, man, I can never play that game. What am I gonna do? And then I saw the DS game. I believe it's Chibi Robo Park Patrol. I saw that. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I've been a fan ever since I was 8 of the worst game in the series. I've played the GameCube one. I'm excited to maybe, hopefully, finish the GameCube one. I've seen reaction online, everyone saying like, guys, if you haven't played Chibi Robo, you gotta, play it and finish it. Are we gonna actually play this, OJ, or are we just like getting excited for nothing here? Are we gonna play?
I think that there's definitely going to be a certain sect of fans that play this and get more excited about it. And I know everyone says that with these games, that kind of these weird cult classics, but this one is very unique and different. It definitely feels like a game that if you're more of the new school, or even if you missed it before, you're going to go back and check it out because it's weird, man. It's weird. You're like going up to like a ranking of all the different little robots out there. It's such a weird game. And GameCube games, they're built so good, man. Like the GameCube to me is one of my favorite genres, or favorite eras, more like it. And the variety of different type of games that they had in there was like super cool. So I think this game is going to carve out a little niche of people that think that it's just awesome, that think that it's just super good. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say that everyone's going to rush out and think it's the greatest thing ever, but there will be new fans that get a chance to check this one out because it's on the NSO. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, because this, if the internet was like it is now back in 2006, you would have saw the cult following built up quicker. It would have been something to where people have talked about, but the internet was really just getting going. YouTube was 1 year old at that point, and nobody really even used it for gaming like that. Some did, but most people didn't. There was just animal videos and stuff like that back in 2006. So there wasn't really it was barely anything. Some dude goes to the zoo or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Me at the zoo. Me at the zoo.
Yeah. There was a zoo video, and there was a couple other things. There was really nothing in 2006. So it's such a different time period in today's day. So I think you're going to see people kind of, do videos and talk about how weird this game is,
Heck yeah, I think I'll be one of them probably. And then the other thing that I'm thinking about as not a game collector, but kind of a little bit of a game collector, do you think the prices will drop for the GameCube edition? Probably, right? But just how much though? Because it goes for $250-ish, $200 now. So
yeah, it depends. If you have a loose copy, a brand new copy, sealed copy, the quality of it. I do a series where I do buy now before rare, where I look at a lot of different games and I look at the prices. And sometimes it's so hard to tell with this stuff, Max. Sometimes it adjusts, dude, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's still, a game can come on the NSO or whatever, and it's okay, it's going down a little bit. But then other times it's nope, price is still what it is, because it's a physical copy of the game. So it's hard to tell, but I think it might just slightly adjust down overall, But another thing that's going to affect it maybe is because there's not as many people with the Nintendo Switch 2. That if this was maybe on the Switch 1 as well, because it's GameCube, so that's exclusive to Switch 2, then maybe there might be, because the amount of people, but there's still a way smaller amount that'll even have access to officially, at least, with this, so.
Right. I could see it maybe dropping a tiny bit, because Metroid Prime did, I feel like. I saw it for pretty cheap recently, that got remastered, and that's a whole remaster. It's different, but I think maybe a little bit. And so maybe one day I can lay my hands on a physical copy of Chibi. Wait, so you have this, or did I get that wrong? Oh, wow. Nice. All
Never played it.
Yeah. That's all good.
I was going through my collection. I have it.
Yeah, there it is. But that's coming August 21st. You'll actually be able to play it August 20th, because it's this weird thing. They drop games the night before. 9 p.m. August 20th. Check back. They always do that. But that's really the only. You cover news, right? Am I missing anything? I feel like that's the only, apart from Dragon Drive, the only big thing that happened this week. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's about that I can, in terms of what I can think of, big news, Nintendo normal stuff. Yeah, yes. There's other rumors and other little things like that, but nothing really big overall when it comes down to it.
Do you follow? Do you know if we were having a direct at some point, a general? Do you follow?
Yes, I do. I do keep up with all of the direct news and stuff like that. And here's what the breakdown seems to be based off the people that I follow, a lot of different content creators. The breakdown seems to be there could be a Mario anniversary thing. So that's something that we had 5 years ago, we had that, and they announced a bunch of different stuff, games that were, around, and then they took away. And then also that was when we first got the Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. That was a great announcement. We got like the Mario 3 All-Stars, we got the Mario 35, game and all that, and like the little pocket thingy that they did, the little Game & Watch thing. So there was a lot of cool stuff there. I think that we could get another one like that. There has been some rumors of a big Nintendo Direct because Gamescom is coming up. So that was probably the next, I guess, somewhat big news would be Gamescom, because there's going to be a pretty good lineup there of stuff like Silksong, and there's going to be Metroid Prime 4. There's going to be Pokemon Legends ZA, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intergrade. All those are going to be playable at Gamescom. Mm-hmm. So if they're going to be playable at Gamescom next week, so that means like we got to get release dates. They're playable, so those release dates have to come. So it does seem like there's going to be a Nintendo Direct in September at some point. They usually have one in September as well. There's also a big game coming out with Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. That's a big game. That's coming out September 4th. So I don't know if that's going to be like they're going to talk about it afterwards or if it's going to make it before. It seems like it'd be before the Direct if we do get one in September. So it does kind of lead to believe that it's going to be that. I mean, some people are talking about potentially having a individualized or focused Direct on Metroid Prime 4 because they really haven't talked about that. I mean, they've shown it, but they haven't talked about that too much. But those are kind of like the rumors right now and like the information that's kind of going around. Not saying all that's going to happen, but it's definitely possible for at least like a Mario event and a Nintendo Direct, probably.
Sure. Makes sense. I just think it's so weird that we don't have a release date for any September game. I think that's like the weirdest thing to me. There's no September game release date. I think if we had one, though, I would go with what you're saying, like a September Direct. I think just makes the most sense. They always do that. But yeah, I feel like we should have a Metroid or something for September, whether it's Air Riders or we have nothing to look forward to for next month. Apart from, I mean, we have Kirby at the end of the month, this month. So I don't know. It's weird. Did you see, there's that Super Mario 40th Twitter account thing. Did you see all that? Okay, let me explain. So, Nintendo, I believe, still has up this Twitter account. It's called Super Mario 35th or something of that nature. And that's kind of where they did all their Mario 35th anniversary announcements. So they made that account beforehand. The username was a bunch of A's, I think, and like if you tried to like recover the password I saw, it would lead to like a Nintendo email. There's another account that is out there right now that was made in 2020. It's called Super Mario 40th, and the working theory is that's gonna be a Nintendo account where they promote 40th anniversary announcements. Do we buy that rumor? I should have had this on the list. I forgot about it until like now.
No, man. Sometimes you gotta just. Sometimes with podcasts, bro. Sometimes you gotta just think of stuff when you're doing them. So it's all good. This is a good topic that you brought up. Yeah, I did cover that. Lots of other content creators covered it, like NewsTubers and stuff. We kind of all covered it, and we all kind of think that it's probably accurate based off the history. So that's kind of the general. It's like 50-50, but more leaning towards it's probably real. But of course, like with all these things, you got to wait and see on it, you know?
Of course. Yeah. We'll see. I'm excited for that. But the biggest thing I would say that came out this week, Dragon Drive, OJ. This is the interesting game. This is the game that I think this year that I'm not most excited for. Not that, but like most interested in what the heck is it? And I've played it, and I think I was checking to see if you played it, and I was listening into your videos recently. I think you said that you played it on a live stream. I was like, yes, we can talk about it.
Yes, I did play it on a live stream.
Cool. I was listening, so I was like, yes, we can talk about it. So let's go ahead and get to our next segment where we talk about our first impressions. Not, full review. I mean, we can dive into that, but at least our first impressions on Dragon Drive. Let's go ahead. Let's get to it. Folks, the newest Nintendo game as of August 14th, 2025. And any day after that, until August 28th, is Dragon Drive. Okay, we have this wheelchair basketball game that we first got to look at on April 2nd. It was the Switch 2 Direct, and the game's out now. We've played it. Did you play the Global Jam, that little like play test or whatever?
Yeah, I played the Global Jam playtest during a live stream I had recently, and it's definitely interesting.
For sure. I could have assumed that you played that because in your video you said I played it and that was before the game came out, so I should have just assumed that. But anyways, the game is fully out now. We can all play it. we can dive into our thoughts, our little first impressions. When you boot up the Drag and Drive Global Jam and you're moving the Joy-Cons and getting used to the controls of this wheelchair basketball, because for those who don't know, it's fully mouse controlled. There's no controller support. What are we thinking? Is this annoying? Is this fun? What are the overall thoughts, first impressions on Drag and Drive?
Yeah, my first impressions are the Joy-Con 2s, like for the HD Rumble, is nuts. It's really good. You can tell it is a little bit of a step above. It almost felt as good as like DualSense at times, like when they do different stuff with DualSense on PS5. So it felt really good in terms of the motion controls, like the little clicks and everything. It really, it was immersive in that sense. But for me, the controls, it just seems like something I would get tired of doing. That was like my first, like when I was rolling around the park and doing like getting used to the controls, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to do this for like, if I want to play this game a lot, am I really gonna have to be doing this motion? I don't know if I can do this for a long period of time.
Right.
So I try to work out.
Tiring.
No, I work out and everything. I can do it, but I don't feel like doing it. I think that's the first thing that went in my head is like, I don't feel like doing this, for that long. But the other controls seem fine. Like, once you get used to it, it works the way that you want it to work. Once you kind of, if you want to turn or if you want to like dunk or stuff like that. And there's some depth to it overall. But yeah, I think the first thing in my head after I played like a couple different matches or I played a match or so or whatever was like, man, I just don't know if I feel like doing the whole wheelchair rolling motion the whole time, Right. That's pretty much what I was thinking.
That's kind of me too. Like as I was going through the whole tutorial, I was just thinking like, man, they dropped the ball with no pro controller support. Cause like the game, we can dive into it later, but it's fun. I just don't love how I have to use the mouse. And like, sometimes most of the time I'm playing on my couch. Like I have to use my legs to do the mouse motion. It's just not optimal. I feel like because arms, you can do motion, you can punch, and you can do the pro controller. I would compare it to arms because it's like the new fun, shiny toy tech demo game, new IP sort of thing. Like that's pro controller and motion. I would have loved for some sort of pro controller supported mode, but yeah, I'm doing the mouse motions. I kind of find it a little hard to use at first. I don't know. I couldn't really explain what. It's just like the coordination with my hands and trying to go in a straight line and turn a little bit. It's just kind of the coordination that you're getting down. What's up?
Absolutely. Like what you're saying is it's the coordination and hardwiring your brain to not try to turn your hand. Like if you want to like turn, you have to just go straight.
Right.
Like one hand, you have to go straight. So I kept on wanting to go like this. Like, no, I'm turning.
Like turn I'm the Joy-Con.
Yeah, like that. So, and I was messing up the controls and it messed up every time. And I'm like, okay, it's my fault because I'm not doing what the game is saying. But your brain is like hardwired to not work that way when it comes to playing this game. And I think that's the hurdle that you have to practice a lot with the controls. Whether you want to actually practice that and get better that's like a whole nother thing. Like, is the game good enough to even worth to put in the time to kind of change it? But I mean, But what you were saying right now is completely what I was thinking, man.
That's good. That's good. But yeah, after the lengthy tutorial, which I hope, OJ, they don't make you do that again in the full game. Like, they better know I already did that because it's it's like 10 minutes. It's like 10-minute tutorial. They better not make you do it again.
Yeah, I don't think it transfers over. I don't know. You probably.
There better be a skip. There better be a little hit plus to skip or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I have not. I feel like I've gotten enough off the playtest, so I've not booted up the full game yet. But
yeah, I think there is like a skip on that. There might have even been a skip on the playtest, but I don't remember, to be honest. So I'm not going to sit there and say.
I feel like I didn't see one on the playtest, but there might have been. Okay. Like maybe I just didn't hit the right buttons or something. I don't know, but
I might have maybe I missed it. I'm making up stuff.
All good. So you get into your first match. What are your thoughts on the gameplay and the concept?
Well, I was, man, honestly, my first match, like, the gameplay is cool. Like, the gameplay of, like, trying to get the dunks and the three-point shot. I mean, if you're into basketball, I don't know how into basketball you are, Max.
A little bit
into basketball. So, I'm yelling Steph Curry, I'm over here, I'm going to be like Jordan. I'm just making all stupid jokes and stuff like that. So if you're into basketball, there's definitely something to kind of liking. It's like a kind of like novelty or like novel kind of like fun, right? So if you're into basketball, it's something that you might want to just try out. You might want to say, hey, look, I might like this. But I mean, if you're not really into basketball too much and you don't, and like those controls are as awkward as it looks. Like it's not like it's super simple. It's like, no, it's awkward for most people from what I've seen so far now. And some people, there's already out there people that are probably can control this game like a dream and all that. But for a lot of people, it's going to be awkward. But yeah, my first thoughts was it's fun. There's some cool ideas in this game. There's some nice stuff. I would have just liked it if the game maybe didn't have the whole for every single movement, maybe certain movements, like let's say you want a speed boost or something like that, and then you can control it regularly, and then you still have like the motion for the shooting, because that stuff's great. The shooting motion's great. All that stuff's pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with that. So if it would have been more like a hybrid where you don't have to constantly do that, I think it could have been a better game overall. But my thoughts were, it's fun at times. It's fun. Like if you can get a hang of the controls and all that, it's kind of cool. And for, what the price is, I mean, you might have some fun with it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I thought when I first booted up to the game. But yeah, I'll be honest, I was sucking, man. Like I played like trash.
Right. I wasn't good either at the start. I was playing, so I get into my first match online. I gotta be honest, I was going into this game like, this is gonna be awful. Like, this is gonna be like one of the worst, Nintendo games in a while. I don't know why I thought that. I just kind of had a feeling. I get into, the first match. I liked it. I really did enjoy Drag and Drop. It was more enjoyable than I thought it would be. Now, there's definitely a learning curve. When I'm in there, I joined, the playtest began, so I joined the first session. I think it was 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I started playing at 9. I could tell people in there had played before me already because they were pretty good. I'm like I can't control where I'm going. I'm like running into walls. Like this is a nightmare. But just like controlling and all that stuff is fun. I don't really know how else to put it. I mean, people have seen the gameplay aspect. You shoot hoops. I got my first dunk. I was freaking. I was going crazy. Yeah. It's fun. Like the dunks are fun. Shooting is fun. I was cash. I was cash for a little while. I was good at shooting. But there's a couple problems when you're playing with strangers that I found. Number one, I might have received, out of like 5 games, I might have received 2 passes. Like, you cannot trust your teammates to pass the ball. Oh my God. And I don't know if that was just the play test. Everyone's just trying to get their play test, like while it's going on. They don't have like the full game or anything. I don't know if it's just that. No one's passing the ball. I would say that's like my biggest thing playing online. And then the only other thing, like, the game's fine. You shoot the hoops. I like how you can get, additional points for doing a trick or something, or, things like that. The gameplay is great. I actually really enjoy it. I just think there could have been a little bit more added. And I don't mean like the little mini games. Those are cool. I guess what I mean is like the game feels kind of bland. Like, there's customization. You can customize your helmet and, parts, like make your armor or like your, whatever, like different colors, right? But I feel like there could have been a crowd. There could have been, I mean, music's nice, but there could have been the crowd, make it more lively, something. It just feels very like everything's like gray or red and blue lights. Like, I just wish there was more style, I guess.
Yeah,
right.
Like, I would say there needs to be a bit more sauce, man. There's like, it's like missing some sauce. It's missing some flavor that maybe like Rocket League or some of these other, type of weird takes on sports or certain type of sports and kind of doing things differently. I think, yeah, I agree, man. I mean, like, it's obviously with the game itself, some people are saying, oh, well, I'm not going to like it regardless. But yeah, I think that would help with just kind of the eye candy of the game, just like overall, like if it had a little bit more flavor to it, a little bit different. So yeah, and I saw a lot of people saying what you're saying too as well. It's just like, it looks a little drab. It looks kind of muted, plain looking. So yeah, I get that too,
Yeah. Otherwise, though, it's been fun. I did not think I'd like it, but I've been having a lot of fun, and I did buy the full game. I'm gonna dive into that eventually.
Hopefully you can eat this week. It was $20, man. Hopefully you got enough left over to,
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Do you think that price is going to, we have not, I mean, maybe you have, I don't know, played the full game or like maybe like got into every little nook and cranny, but like, do we think this is worth $20 or should it have been like 15 or 10 or 5 or free?
I've seen a lot of different people. So if you just let me kind of break this down just a little bit from what I've seen, and then I'll get my own opinion real quick. So some people have said it should have been a launch game that was packaged with the software, with the system. So you know, you get Welcome Tour, which I agree that should have been in there.
Definitely.
Or I think it should have been in there. And then this game, it should have been packaged in there. So I mean, there's that option, but the game, it wasn't a launch game. So for me, I think that $20 for this game is just about right. I mean, obviously, if it was cheaper, like if it was like 15 or something like that, that would be better. But I think 20 is okay for the game for what you're getting. You're getting some online play. You're getting 3 different positions. You are getting some mini games. You're getting, they have some features like set up to where you can just like hang out and practice. And so it's not almost like completely nothing, but there's not a ton. So I think anything over 20 to me would be like, okay, I'm not so sure. But I think for 20, it's okay at that price. Could have been better if it was maybe 15 or 10. But they charge 10 for Welcome Tour. And I think this game's a bit more elaborate than that game at times, depending. So because it has like online play and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say it's okay for the price. And the thing that I'd say is would really make it worth it is if you get into it and if you start getting good and like you actually practice, like you were saying, and you start dunking and all of that, it does feel good to actually pull off a shot and get the shots in. And if you have like, let's say two people to play with and you guys can practice and use the game chat, I think it's actually, I say it's 100% worth it. Like 100% worth. I think 20 is good for that if you actually have another person or two that you can play with, because like you said, the ball hogs are out there. So it is going to be based on the online. The online is going to take this. You're going to have to probably play with a person or two that to really get this game to be like super fun,
I agree. I think that the $15-$20 price, which it's 20, but I think that range 15 to 20 is fair. I think it could have been 15. But I think 20 is just that Nintendo tax. So like it's just like the Nintendo price. So I'll pay it. I guess the only other complaint and like big thing was I was playing with a couple of buddies, and this I don't like this. You can't get a couple buddies together. You can play together, but you can't like get 3 buddies and like join an online game. Like you have to play together.
Wait, you can't?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no. So what do they do? So how does this get set up in that way?
So I think if you have 3 buddies, what you do is you'd run 2v2 like with a bot. Like you can play together, but you can't like go take your team and go online.
I see. They're trying to have you not be like the 96 Bulls or something like that.
I guess so. I guess the only like
oh boy. Like the 2019 Warriors or something like that.
Right. I think like it's just
still though. I don't like that because it should matchmake you with other people that also have teams. That are also grouping up and matching together that way so you can play. So yeah, that's a big, I didn't know about that. That's a big fault with the game, in my opinion.
Right. The biggest thing that I can think of is like, if, you're all in game chat, you're all, got a game plan and like there's 3 guys who have never ever seen their username, like they've never met, that could be the only like advantage I can see over that. But yeah, I mean, they should still be able to do that, right?
That should be the point. Is like, hey, you get 3 people, you guys all group up, you play against 3 other people that have grouped up, and see who has like the better, team. Oh,
right,
man,
exactly.
That's rough, man. Oh,
yeah. So that's like my biggest knock. Apart from that, just looks a little bland, but I don't have a problem with the game. It's better than I thought it would be. Now, would you recommend this? Let's give a little scenario. Would you recommend it for? Let's think. The 20-year-old gamer just got his Switch 2. Maybe he's got Mario Kart, he's got Bonanza. Would you recommend it to the casual? And if you would or wouldn't, what would you recommend? Okay, so casual and hardcore. Let's start with casual. Are you recommending it to the guy who just beat Mario Kart World? Maybe he has some little Cheeto fingers. What do you think?
I don't know. I'd have to probe and get more questions like, yo, what are you looking for? So I'm not sure if it's 100% like, yeah, I'd recommend that. There's definitely other games that I might recommend before this game, especially like with Switch 1 games too, enhancements with Switch 1 titles, stuff like that. So I might recommend something else instead of this game first and foremost to the casual gamer, out there. So and those controls, I think that's going to be maybe difficult, for some people it might be easy, but it seems like it might be difficult for a casual gamer as well. So I'm not so sure for a casual gamer, maybe, but I'd have to definitely ask more questions individualized,
Yeah, it makes sense. And then let's say, there's the Nintendo pros beat Bonanzas, beat Mario Kart. He's waiting for his next game, but this is kind of weird, kind of a weird one. What are we recommending? I'd probably go because I just put you on the spot so I can answer. I'd probably shoot. I just asked myself a question. I would probably go. I mean, maybe skip. I mean, unless you just have a $20 gift card sitting around. I feel like a lot of people would kind of play a few matches and just never play it again. I feel like this could maybe be a skip.
Yeah, same thing. I'd probably say also skip unless you have someone that somebody else that that wants to pick it up. You guys pick it up, whatever the case is. Okay, no problem. Then I'd say, okay, pick it up. But that's really the only scenario that I would say is like, hey, look, or if you really are just looking for an experimental game, like if you like the weird, quirky games and you like type of the motion control stuff, if you were a fan of that, like the Wii era and things like that, then I'd say, okay, maybe it is, maybe it is. But I think for a lot of people, it's going to be probably a skip, but it just depends. But like I said, it's like a half and half for me. I'd have to more, but I think for some core gamers, I think they might like this a lot once they get into it because there is some depth. There is some depth with the controls. There's some depth with the gameplay. They have different positions. They have a center. They have a guard that's quicker. They have an all-around balance. So that's type of stuff core gamers are kind of looking for in terms of getting like a strategic edge over some people or having strategy. But once again, like not being able to group up and go into it and play against like, really good matches in that type of way, that kind of puts a little bit of a damper on it, even for like the core gamer out there,
Right. And somebody out there may be like me who wasn't very into it, probably, thought that they wouldn't like it. They go in and, this is great, It's more fun than it looks. I can definitely say that. But I guess our last thing here to wrap it up. First impressions. I know, we've not played like 10 hours yet, probably. What are we rating it so far? Just off the first impressions. I can go first, if you want to think, but
go ahead. Go ahead.
I've had my number in my head for a little while now, and I would go 7.5. I mean, it's great. It's fun action. It's what you're expecting, and there's a little more than what you maybe come to expect. But I just think there's a couple things that we could have, taken a look at here and said, all right, this needs to be changed. I just think more customization, as you were saying. Like Rocket League, you can have like those flags or whatever, right? And like you can put like whatever you want. All we can do here is just change the color of our. Are we robots? Like I don't even like. I would like to see. Am I a human? I don't know. I'd like to customize more. I'd like to make things more colorful, as we said earlier, and like have like a crowd cheering whenever someone dunks and all that. And there's cool tricks you can do. But I land out at 7.5.
Yeah, that's actually one of the higher scores. If just off the first impressions. Yeah. I did a review roundup thingy in one of my videos, and I looked at a lot of scores. Now I haven't seen it's been updated since then, so there might be more scores that were higher because the Metacritic went up a little bit. When it first came out. So I think that's a fine score. I think that if you get into it, because like you said, you were having fun. And that's the biggest thing with this game. It's a $20 game, it's a smaller game, and you were actually having a ton of fun because to pull off those things, it actually takes a little bit of like time. It's not like it's just simple, like to actually get the shot off. It feels good when you score. It feels good like if you get a dunk. Me, I hit my head on the rim a few times. I didn't even get it.
Same.
I got hung on the rim, bro. Like it was crazy. So pulling that type of stuff off, it does feel good in the game to do that. So I can understand if you're going, 7 or you're going 7.5. That's on some of the higher end of the score. I'd probably off of first impressions and also off of what you just told me with the online, I'd probably go more like 6. I'd probably go more like 6. If they went a little bit further with some of the other things, I might jump that score up, but that's just off first impressions. I'm going to play it more. I'm going to go through. I haven't done all the mini games and the other stuff. So it could go up from there. But right now I'm looking at just like a 6. It's not the worst game out there. I think it's better than let's say 1-2 Switch, or it's better than everybody 1-2 Switch. Definitely better than those two experimental games,
And
but
cheaper.
Yes, and cheaper than both of those games. It doesn't quite hit the level of ARMS. Obviously, ARMS is a much bigger, much better game that was built by the Mario Kart team. Apparently, this game was. I'm also factoring in this game was built, by around 18 people. Apparently, from the credits. Yeah, around 18 people. I think it's EPD 4. They're the people who make all the weird experimental games and stuff like that. So, right around 18 people for this game. So I'm also factoring that in, that it's just a smaller game, $20. I'm not really putting it into any type of major category. But yeah, probably give it about a 6 off of first impressions. But that could go up or down. That could go up or down after I get more time with it.
All right, that's cool. But Dragon Drive is out now, folks. $20, pay up. It's quite fun. But now let's get to your favorite segment of the podcast, the question block segment, where me and OJ answer your questions you asked us. Let's go ahead and get to it. You have made it to the question block segment, folks, and it is time to answer your questions. If you'd like to ask a question to be on the podcast for me and OJ to answer, or me and whoever guest, there are a few ways to do so. Number one, you don't have to do this, but I just do it because there's a lot of my audience there. I post a YouTube community tab every single week asking for questions. It's kind of hard to find. I post a lot on the community tab. So if you don't want to do that, you can join the Discord server, link down below, and drop your question in the podcast questions channel. That's a great way. Or if you want to do it on your phone right now without any big work, you can just send a little email to mariomatterquestions@gmail.com, and we will consider your question. We get a lot, so sorry if yours is not in the podcast, but we will try. And our first question comes from NalaCat322, who says, how are you doing? We're doing good, I believe. Anyway, my question is, what's your favorite non-Nintendo game? Have a nice day. They even said, have a nice day, OJ. How nice.
Oh, that's nice. I hope they have a nice day, week, months, and everything too as well.
Same. All right, I'll start with you. Favorite non-Nintendo game?
So we're saying like non-first party?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, non-first party Nintendo game, Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is my favorite game. Old head coming out again. Chrono Trigger is my favorite game of all time. I love that game so much. And yeah, it's a magical game that made me know that I want to play video games, that I'm going to be playing video games for forever. It was Mario Bros. 3, the original Mario Bros. 3, and Chrono Trigger. Those are the 3 games that I knew that this is going to be a lifelong passion for me. Were those
That's
3 games.
great.
But Chrono Trigger is the game for me. That'd be my favorite non-Nintendo game.
That's cool. I never ever get an answer for this. I've been asked multiple times. I always land on like some random something, but I think I'll just answer for like currently, like right now, and it sounds just awful. And it's funny that we're talking about this on August 14th. If I'm not playing the Switch, if I'm not playing, some sort of Nintendo game, I just hop on Madden nowadays. Like that's
you're a Madden guy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And today, August 14th, Madden 26 released. So I have yet to pick that up. I pre-ordered it, but I got to pick it up tomorrow. I get it physical. I know it's been out for like a week, like early access, but I'm the physical gamer, so I have to wait a week. But it's out now. I have to go pick it up. But I just hop on Madden. I just play a few games and kind of call it a day. Tough to say it's my favorite non-Nintendo game because there are a lot of problems, especially with the new one. I've been told.
Madden is Madden. There's been problems for a while.
Yeah, of course. But it's just fun to turn on and play. So, yeah, once again, stretch to say it's my favorite non-Nintendo. But like right now, if I'm not playing Nintendo, I'm probably playing Madden. Yeah. So, yeah, I would go there for now.
Did you play football too, Max? Is that why you like Madden a bit, or?
No, I've never played football. The only sports I've played in my life are soccer and basketball. And I was a hobbyist kickboxer for like a couple of years.
Okay, that's cool.
But I love watching football. I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh, okay. There you go. The Steelers fan. Let's go.
That's where you can go. What are you? Let's see.
I'm a 49ers fan. I'm over here in California, so I've been a Niners fan since the 80s.
Oh, that's awesome though. That's great.
That was about the last time they won a Super Bowl too. It was the 1994-95 season. It's been a long time.
See, I became a fan
I'm going to start crying, Max, if we keep talking about this. About the Niners losing in the Super Bowl every number of years.
Steelers have a great, Super Bowl history, but I was not a fan for any of it because the last time was 2009. I was 3. Yeah. And, ever since then, it's nothing. So, I'm not saying that we're in the same boat, but, I've not been there.
When you were young,
similar.
Some that they won. So I was younger at least. So, yeah, man. Right. Madden's cool. I would say I will give one more game though, just for this before we move on to the next question. Sorry to hold you up on this one.
No, perfect.
But I really love Metaphor Fantasio. Like I love that game to death. It's a fantastic title. It's a hybrid action RPG from Atlas, and it's kind of like Persona, and it's kind of like SMT, and then it also has like its own flair in there. So I love Persona. I like SMT. I love RPGs. Nintendo RPGs, and Metaphor Fantasio just is awesome. And so is Expedition 33. That just came out recently this year. I played both of those on PS5. Both of those, are fantastic games as well. So
See, that's great. I can't speak to those because I'm not an RPG guy. I kind of suck. I just play Nintendo games and like some sports games, so I can't speak too much to those, but I'm sure they're great picks. Aloha Chama asks, if Nintendo were to buy a mainstream franchise gaming company, which one would you prefer that they choose for their purchase?
Good question. Good question.
I
want me to go first?
Answer. Sure.
So there was a time period, about a little bit over a decade ago, that Atlas was up for sale, and before Sega got them, and I was like, Nintendo should get that,
Yeah.
So Atlas would have been my pick, if they could get one. I'd say Atlas would be perfect. They already have Fire Emblem. They haven't used Golden Sun much, but they have Golden Sun. They have Xenoblade, and having that catalog of Persona and having some other stuff, I think that'd be pretty good. Not saying that I want Nintendo to become like, where they're buying every single publisher. I've always been kind of like, no, they've got enough IP, use their own. But I mean, if they were to get one, I'd be like, yeah, Atlas. That'd be my pick,
Yeah. My answer is not great. I'd probably go Sega. We can just have Sonic under the Nintendo umbrella. I think that'd be cool. I don't really know.
They'd also get Atlas too, because Sega owns Atlas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. We get them all. There we go. If Sega said no, maybe Nintendo can make Madden great again. We'll see. I don't know. Put Mario DLC in Madden or something. Do something funky.
It's not too far off. I mean, there was the NBA Street Volume 3 had Mario and had other characters like
for the GameCube.
Like that. Yeah, GameCube. So I mean, it's not too far off in terms of something like that. But I mean, yeah, like I think that that'd be so weird if Nintendo actually had like that. I mean, they've had sports franchises before. They had Courtside. They had what was it, Slugfest. So they've done sports like where they have like first party sports games, but they stopped doing that. I think back on the GameCube or so, or N64.
Nintendo on a Madden box would look weird, man. That'd look weird.
Super weird. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to be. I didn't say it, but I used to be really big into Madden from like, from about 2000. I started playing, I think 2002. I think that's Culpepper on the cover. 2002 to about 2012 or 2013. That's kind of like when I stopped playing, like every single year. But
so when it came to the Wii U.
No, pretty much. That's what I had already kind of stopped. I stopped like around the 360. I think the one with, was it Drew Brees on the cover? I forgot which. I think
that sounds right.
It was either Drew Brees or it was the one with the Peyton Hillis, on the cover, the Browns running back. It was like one of those. I know I played the heck out of 2010, which was Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu on the cover.
Yeah, I have that one over there.
That's like one of my favorite ones. That one and like Madden and Madden 06. Those are like my favorite ones. So I kind of stopped playing around that time in 2011.
Yeah. Madden's great. Nintendo, listen to us. Please buy them. All right. We got, let's see, Lilac here asking, what Mario game do you think they'll make next? Now, a bit of a generic question, but I put it on here because I want to know this. So we can, imagine the next Mario game might be 3D Mario. I don't know. But what do you think? Let's put it this way. What do you think is the next Mario game that gets released? Like, it could be Mario versus Donkey Kong, Mario Maker. What is the next game that comes out that has Mario's name in the title?
Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think they're going to do something for the anniversary, and that finally comes over to, because it's only been released once. I think they did a re-release on the Wii U with the Wii Virtual Console thing. Right. But outside of that, it's never been remastered. It's never been anything. It's never been touched. Overall. So if they did Super Mario Galaxy 2, that would be great because that game is awesome. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So Super Mario Galaxy 2, I think that could be the next game that they announce, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right.
And then do you think it's Mario Galaxy 2 along with like, we had that leaked Mario collection like last week. Do you think it's Mario Galaxy 2 with something or it's just Galaxy 2?
It depends on what if they remaster it, like a nice remaster, I think it could be by itself an individual release, like Metroid Prime. So it could be something like that. So I'm going to guess that maybe they're going to touch it up a little bit. So maybe it's just the release of that. But I mean, it could be part of a collection. I mean, they could do like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 and maybe put that together, or they could do they could do something really weird like 3D Land, and because that's not over yet. So maybe Super Mario 3D Land, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 1, Super Mario Galaxy 2. So I mean, my pick would be, something weird, some type of collection. I know that there was rumors, but I guess it was like the whole leak was kind of like debunked a little bit with the new Super Mario Bros. Collection. But I think that's also possible too, like that they do a collection of new Super Mario Bros. Games. A lot of I probably people in your you guys grew up with those. Those were like your 2D Mario games. So a lot of people have really high nostalgia for those games, and those games sold incredibly well. So that's also possible too.
That would be me. I would love if Mario Bros. DS and Mario Bros. Wii came over. Even like 3D Land is still pretty nostalgic for me. So I'll take all of those. Any sort of remasters, I'm there for. From the DS and Wii era, I'm there for. Even Galaxy. Guess my answer. Oh, shoot. Yeah, what is my answer? I mean, I'd probably agree just because like the 40th anniversary is coming up. So you would think that they, like the next thing they're going to announce could be 3D Mario Maker, something of that sort. But I think the next thing that just happens to come out is going to be something already done. And it'd be kind of weird to release like a brand new game so soon, like a game that we don't know about in August and have it released in like September, October. Kind of weird. So I do think it'll be something already been done before. So Galaxy 2 or some sort of collection, something like that. If I had to guess, what? I like your pick, Galaxy 2. I mean, that's just like, it makes sense. So, we have Galaxy 1 on the 3D All-Stars collection. Galaxy 2 has not been brought over. It makes sense. You can make that a Switch 1 and Switch 2 game because Switch 1 owners are kind of drowning right now. Well, I mean, they'll be fine. You got Metroid Prime 4 coming, you got Pokemon, you'll be fine. But for right this moment, they haven't had a game since Xenoblade Chronicles X. I mean, like they're kind of drowning out here. So Galaxy 2, you can put on both consoles. I hate not to steal your answer, but I mean that makes the most sense.
It's a generic pick to me, so it's kind of a default generic pick. Anyway, people have been literally saying, "Where's Galaxy 2?" for like a decade now, or something like that. So, it's been odd. People have been saying, like, "Where's Galaxy 2?" for a long time, but the whole Switch 1 era, where's Galaxy? I mean, maybe 3D Land. I think 3D Land would be that's such a good game. I don't know how they're gonna get it like going, like because it's made for the 3DS. I'm pretty sure they can do something, but 3D Land is an underrated game. I mean, it really helped save the 3DS back in 2011. Whatever. 3D Land. Sorry.
The only thing about that, I think, is they need to add some content like they did with 3D World, because 3D Land is so short. Like, it's a pretty short game.
That's true.
They should add something to it, like a big, like Bowser's Fury, something like that.
Oh, that would be awesome. Oh my goodness.
I know.
I like sped run that game. Like when it first came out, I like played all the way through and almost beat it in one night. Then I beat it the next day, and then I played through it again. I really liked that game a lot. So yeah, I'd be down. But yes, adding some extra content would be good.
I feel like 3D World could have come out on its own. I feel like that was, it wasn't super short, but it wasn't super long. Should have taken Bowser's Fury, put it with 3D Land. I mean, either way, I don't mind. We got Bowser's Fury, that's great. But 3D Land's gonna need something new. Next question. We have a question for Oliver's school project. So OJ, we're helping some school people here. Now, I am a little bit questioning the legitimacy of the school projects because it's summertime. So unless you got some crazy summer school,
yeah,
that's true. But Oliver's asking, hi, I'm asking a question for a school project, and I'm doing a review of Dragon Drive. So I would really appreciate if you answer my question. I was wondering what your favorite part of Dragon Drive was. I also want to know what this is a guest that we had on the podcast, OJ. When C.com is coming back on the podcast. Thank you so much for reading my email. So Oliver, C.com was on just 2 weeks ago. If you've seen that though, he'll be on sometime within like the next few months. But OJ, for our question, favorite part of Dragon Drive? We talked about it, but I guess what's our favorite part of it?
I like shooting threes. I just like like Steph. I like I like 3-pointers. So for me, it's just the shooting motion of like doing that and like scoring. I don't know. I've always felt like basketball. I played from when I was little. And I always felt like basketball was just a cool game. It's such a skilled game to play, And if you can shoot and make a bucket, I mean, all of a sudden you're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can shoot the 3-pointer, you're cool. So I've always felt that's like the coolest thing to do. Like whenever I play basketball games, like when I played like NBA Live, I play just man, I would just go behind the arc and shoot. I get the best shooters and just do that. And then I try to drive in and dunk. So for me, it's the shots and trying to dunk. I didn't get the dunk, but I'm going to get it. So for me, shooting and dunking.
Shooting's the best. I'm actually more of the dunk guy. Like when I'm playing drag and drive, I'd say my favorite part is when I get the ball, when one of 2 times my teammates actually pass the ball. When I get it and I'm on a fast break and drag and drive, and I go for the dunk and my head hits the rim. But like usually like when I make the dunk, that's my favorite part, you know? Yeah. So
that's me. Hitting my head on the rim, that's me, bro.
Happens too much. Yeah. But I think that's my favorite. Like my favorite's not playing defense. Defense feels almost impossible to play. So my favorite part is scoring and in specific dunking. So I'd say that's my favorite. Oliver, please reply to your email and tell me how the school project. Send me the finished product. I would love to see it. And then finally, Jaden asks, "Hi Max, I've been a fan since 2022. Wow. And love your content, especially the Mario Matter podcast. I'm starting my own YouTube channel called The Mario Lover, and I was wondering if you had any advice on where to begin. Any tips would be a huge help. Thanks." So, OJ, any YouTube advice for the new Nintendo? You know, you were talking about the new Nintendo generation. There's more than just me coming up, it seems like. So, any advice?
It's always good to hear that there's people that, and you know, from what I understand, content creator or influencer is like the number one thing a lot of, you know, kids want to do in today's day, outside of like professional athletes and stuff like that, right? So shout outs to that. Shout outs to him, man. Keep driving and keep, you know, working hard on that. But yeah, I mean, I would say definitely work on things that you like you talk about Nintendo or Mario Lover. Work on things and talk about things that you're passionate about. So for me, just like practice, man. That's the biggest thing, is like repetition. Get your first video done, you know, edit it, see how it is, you know, and then like check it out and see what they think about it, you know, see what areas you can get better at in there, you know, but it just starts with just starting out. So I would just say get content started out, learn how to edit a little bit, you know, get an editing software and go from there, man. Post the videos and see what you think, and then kind of go, you know, and see where you can get better at from there, you know?
Right. This is bad because what I was going to say like fully echoes your answer. First thing I was going to say was make sure that you love it, because you can't, I feel like it's hard to work hard unless you really love it. So make sure that you love everything that you're doing. The next thing I'd say, I'm fully echoing your answer. I can spin into my own words here, is just get the reps in. Like for example, you know, I've been doing this for 5 years, which is like, you know, not a crazy long time, but not, you know, I've gotten my, you know, I've done it for a little bit. And just today we recorded a long form video, like where we're out in public filming, and like I was not used to it at all. And so that's like something that I'm still learning. I guess what I'm saying is like, just get your reps in, as you were saying. Just keep uploading content, because you know you don't really get better just like not uploading. You get better just by keep on uploading, and like take feedback. You know, constructive criticism. Of course, take that, improve your stuff every single time. Because like you can analyze and try to learn about how to make the best videos without uploading. But I feel like the best way to learn is just keep on uploading, just keep making each one better. Yeah. And just also like do things that you're not used to. Like when I began this podcast, I mean, I was like, you know, what's a non-cussing way to say this? Like I was crapping my pants whenever I had a guest on. Like the first time that I had Nathaniel Bandy, I was like crapping my pants.
Yeah.
Even
I
like.
feel you.
I had Scott on last year. I was a little bit better. I was like not, you know, crapping my pants that bad, because I'd done it so many times up until then. So just get the reps in, get more comfortable to everything that you're going to be doing, whether it's talking to a camera, you're going outside, any of that kind of stuff. I would just say the biggest thing that I'm still trying to do is get my reps in. Just get, you know, film outside if you're scared of that. Keep posting, get better. All that sort of stuff, I'd say. So
one more thing on this, because it's so funny, because I went to school for kinesiology and communication. I had taken all sorts of communication classes. I had looked into cameras. I had done all that. Dude, my first videos suck. I'm fidgeting. I am moving like this. Like back in 2010, 2011, when I graduated, dude, I was bad. I was so bad at talking on camera, you know, so it's going to be a little bit awkward for you, man, but you just got to keep going. And then you just get more comfortable as you go.
Exactly.
So like Max said, like the reps are so important, but my videos from 2010, they're so bad, you know, but I needed that. I needed to consistently get that in. So yeah, just keep working at it, man.
Even like my shorts from 1 year ago, like are just not the best. So
Not as bad as my
ago.
videos from 2010.
No. It might be close.
Those videos were terrible, Max. I'm in like my mom's house in my room, and I'm like I said, I'm moving around, I'm fidgeting. I am not even looking at the camera half the time. It was so bad. It was good.
That's great though. That's like the the come up. That's like a cool thing that you still have up there. So yeah, it's gonna be, as you just said, awkward at first. You just do it over and over, and it gets a little better. We were filming in public today, and like I'm like all. Oh boy, I shouldn't say too much. I want it to come out, and I actually shouldn't even say any of that because the footage, it doesn't look like I was nervous, but I kind of was for some of it. So that'll come out eventually. Not to promo here, but OJ, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate it very much. If you'd like to say, say where the people can find you online, or if you have any upcoming projects or any sort of thing that you want to plug, the floor is yours. Go ahead and do so.
First of all, I want to just say, Max, thank you so much for having me on, man. Like seriously, like you're the GOAT, man.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you guys want to find me, I cover RPGs and I cover Nintendo a lot, cover the gaming news. I pretty much have videos daily, so you can stop by, check those out. It's on PlayerEssence on YouTube here. And I pretty much stream almost daily too. It's like 4 to 5 days out of the week. I'll be streaming as well. So you can catch me streaming almost every single day, like around like 5 o'clock, PT, so Pacific, or 8 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, so I stream PlayerEssence, make videos on RPGs and Nintendo content. And yeah, I'm just like super excited that Max told me to come on here because like I didn't expect it. And I've been watching the show and I didn't expect it. So it was super cool to be on the show, man. And I thought it was fun.
It was awesome to have you, and we'll have to have you back on at some point when something big happens. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. And folks, I will see you all next Saturday with another guest, and we'll talk about whatever happens next week. We'll see whether it's a direct or an announcement. We'll see what happens. I'll see you all then. Adios.